The Honourable Annette King.
Mr Speaker, yesterday we stood in this House hoping against hope that the developing situation in Christchurch following a violent 6.3 earthquake at 12:50 p.m. would see little loss of life, that we would once again come through, that the people of Christchurch who had been through so much would be spared again. Mr Speaker, that is not to be. We are told that 75 people are now confirmed dead. And each hour the gravity of this quake is increasing and dawning on people all around the country. Many lives have been lost, many people have been injured, many displaced and many severely traumatised. And I think it's a disaster and tragedy on a scale that most of us have never experienced. And for so many, the nightmare goes on, with the aftershocks continuing as we speak. There are few words to express the shock and distress that so many of us feel for the people of Canterbury. And Mr Speaker, can I just thank you for including in the prayer today your thoughts. I have not heard that from the Chair in my time in Parliament, and I think it does show the feeling of this House towards the people of Canterbury. To look at the frightened and bewildered faces of fellow New Zealanders, our own people, and particularly children, as they try to comprehend what has happened, I think leaves us all feeling helpless and powerless against such violent forces of nature. Our sympathies and thoughts and best wishes go out to the people of Canterbury, to their families, and in many cases, even in this House, to our families, to friends and to neighbours. If only we could make it go away. The lifeline for many people now, waiting anxiously to hear about their families and friends, is the courage and the commitment of those undertaking the rescue of people who are still trapped beneath buildings that have collapsed. Their situation is dangerous, with debris falling, buildings barely holding together, while quakes continue all the while. They are risking their safety for fellow Kiwis, and each rescue is a triumph, and we greet it with relief and joy. We have been joined, as the Deputy Prime Minister has said, by international rescue teams and medical teams from around the world, particularly the Pacific Basin, and we thank them for their help. Only last week in this House, Julia Gillard said that in a time of disaster that we reach out to each other. Little did we know that we would need their help so soon. So I thank our Australian family for coming so quickly to our aid. And the emerging tales of survival and heroism after so many hours is really heartfelt, and we hope there will be many more in the hours ahead. To all those on the ground working to rescue, to shelter, to feed, to comfort and care for people in Christchurch, this House says thank you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. And as in any disaster, it is the days afterwards that will bring home the cold reality of the situation, when the impact on children will start to show, when the pressure will mount for action and answers, when support and generosity will be needed. Let us continue to offer that all we can in the days and months and years ahead. We will need to open our wallets, our homes, our time and our hearts, because this is not a local disaster and tragedy. It is our disaster, it is our tragedy. Can I thank the ministers who this morning gave a briefing to members of this House and to staff members, and say that open and honest communication will be the greatest help that can be given to people in the days ahead. And once again, thank the Christchurch members of Parliament across this House who are on the ground right now working with their people, as we would expect them to do and as they have over the last 6 months. Mr Speaker, the Labour opposition passes on our deep sympathy and condolences and thoughts to the people of Canterbury at this time.